All panty waists and sissy boys, shut off your radio. It's time for Piledriver, the rock and wrestling radio show.
Bada bing, bada boom, bada bang.
If you smell what the rock is cooking. Well, it's the big show.
How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Goldberg, and this crowd is on their feet.
1, 2, is this on? Yo, Jimmy, hit me with that Triple H.
First, The Undertaker returns, then Kane, now Goldberg. We're in for an ass-kicking summer of wrestling.
The WCW gets better every week, and the WWF gets better still. Bring it on!
Now only if the ECW can hold on to its talent, we might be in business.
This week, I get in the ring with WWF legend and TWA head honcho, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. How would you like a year's worth of free WWF pay-per-views? That's right, free. One lucky Piledriver listener will get a chance to win it. Let's start this week's edition of Piledriver, the rock and wrestling radio show.
Piledriver.
This is Raz, and we're midget-tossing, mace-spraying from the entertainment wrestling capital of the world in the heart of Times Square, New York City. And with me, the Kodiak Bear, professional wrestler and brown dirt cowboy.
That's right, it's the Kodiak Bear, 351 pounds, and the intensity of an erupting volcano. And welcome to Piledriver, the rock and wrestling radio show.
I'm Freak, and if you've got the testicular fortitude, then we've got the radio show for you. The latest news, dirt, and rumors in the world of wrestling, and lots of kick-ass music from Metallica, Godsmack, Guns N' Roses, and a perfect circle. So turn your radio up and start tossing your furniture through your walls for the next 2 hours.
Candy, what's going on with all the snoochie boochies of wrestling this week?
Is there trouble in McMahon, Helmsley land? Has the WWF's Ivory given up the ring for a headset? I've got Tammy's new website, and it looks like Miss Hancock is about to be Mrs. Hancock. And who's that chick interviewing everyone in the WCW? I'll tell you. Too bad she'll never interview your slimy ass, Kodiak.
Speaking of slimy asses, I have that ointment you asked for.
You're the KY King, not me.
Look, you hot dog juggler, if I want to hear from you, I'll dial your 900 number.
I guess that's something we both have in common.
As always, let's ring the bell and let the madness begin. And these guys got 2 words for you.
What's up?
What's up?
Let's start your Bone Crusher countdown with your number 5 most requested song. Remember, every week you decide what songs will be on the countdown. Email us what new rock songs you want to hear on the countdown at piledriver@mji.com. Then we play them back, Battle Royale style, and whoever's tough enough is number 1. Here's Nickelback with Leader of Men.
Bone Crusher number 5. Piledriver.
Nickelback, your number 5 Bone Crusher.
The WWF Report.
This is Al Isaacs from ScoopsWrestling.com talking WWF. For several months, it appeared that D'Lo Brown had all but disappeared from the World Wrestling Federation roster. This past year for D'Lo was a series of extreme highs to extreme lows, from winning the WWF Intercontinental and European titles to the October in-ring accident that paralyzed Darren Drozdov. In a recent Scoops Wrestling interview, D'Lo admitted that he came very close to quitting the business following the incident. Despite some reports, D'Lo says there was no garbage in the ring, no wet spot, and he didn't trip that night in the Nassau Coliseum. In fact, after reviewing the tape many times and after lengthy discussions with Droz, he's really not sure what happened at those SmackDown tapings. They'd performed the running powerbomb dozens of times at house shows without incident until that night. D'Lo says the accident has changed him both personally and professionally, but with the support of numerous wrestlers both in and out of the WWF and a long talk with the WWF's Jim Ross, Brown decided to stay with the industry. Earlier this year, he signed a new long-term deal with the World Wrestling Federation and plans to be back in the title hunt before too long. At the top of his list, D'Lo told me he'd most like a frog splash match against Eddie Guerrero. From ScoopsWrestling.com, this is Al Isaacs.
Kodiak, it's time to beat you stupid, so let's get into the steel cage match and battle it out.
Raz my nutsack and kick your ass.
Keep your nutsack to yourself. Let's go into the Piledriver steel cage match and let 2 songs bitch slap each other.
Let's crack some skulls. It's steel cage time.
Coming in at 800 pounds, hailing from San Diego, it's our old friends, P.O.D., with their new song, Rock the Party.
And the only party you're rocking is the Weight Watchers party.
This week's contender.
POD, our contender. Our new champ hails from Sacramento, California, coming in at 725 pounds. Here's the Deftones with Change.
Now, the reigning world champion.
The fate of the match is in your hands. It's your turn to play promoter and decide who wins the match.
Email us what tune you want back in the ring next week and what song gets thrown into an ambulance harder than Mike Awesome. Our email address is piledriver@mji.com. That's the contender, POD, or the Deftones, our reigning champion. So if you don't want me to manhandle you like Kane did to the McMahons, you better email us now.
At piledriver@mji.com. Let's find out what's going on with the hotties in the world of wrestling. Here's everybody's favorite treat, candy.
So, what's happening in the world of silicone and liposuction? It seems that the WWF's Ivory might be heading behind the announcer's table with JR and Jerry Lawler. The WWF was so impressed with her pre-game for WrestleMania, they are seriously looking at her to become a commentator. Look for your favorite busty blonde, Trish Stratus, to add Val Venus to her stable of wrestlers she's currently managing. So, who is this new blonde that keeps appearing on Nitro with a mic trying to interview people? Her name is Pamela Paulshock. She's a former fitness model and actress. Sorry, freak, not porn actress. Well, look for her to get more airtime the next few weeks. If you pervs want to see some skin shots, you can check out her website at PamelaPaulshock.com. Speaking of websites, WCW's Tammy has opened hers. It's WCWTammy.com. Next hour, I'll tell you what's on tap for Stephanie McMahon and how you can get a pair of ECW's Francine's panties that she's already worn. What you hard-up losers wouldn't do. Until next hour, this is Candy.
Hey, Kodiak.
Yeah?
How would you like to win a year of free WWF pay-per-views?
I think I'd wet myself.
Well, you do that anyway. If you want a chance to win a year's worth of WWF pay-per-view, all you have to do is call us at 1-877-792-SLAM. Give us your best impersonation of your favorite WWF superstar, then listen next week as we put the best 5 in the ring and let them battle it out for the prize.
That's 1-877-792-SLAM. It's easy and it's a free call.
Hey, wait, let me try one.
All right.
Here we go.
I'm gonna win the belt.
Kane.
Yes.
All right, I got one. Let me try this.
A lunar eclipse?
Rikishi!
Right!
Oh, man, just don't back that thing up. After intermission, I step in the ring with WWF's legend, the sexy boy himself, Shawn Michaels.
This is the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. I'm in the ring this week on Piledriver.
The Rock and Wrestling Radio Show. We're back with more Piledriver.
I'm Raz, and this is Piledriver, the Rock and Wrestling Radio Show. Here's Judith from Tool's lead singer Maynard's side project, A Perfect Circle.
Bone Crusher at number 4. Piledriver.
A Perfect Circle, your number 4, Bone Crusher.
Do you smell what the Rock is cooking?
I smell it.
Do you smell what the Rock is cooking?
Smell it. Come on.
Do you smell what the Rock is cooking?
Yeah.
Piledriver.
Hello, my name is Hector Rico, and I listen to Piledriver on 99.5 KISS here in San Antonio. I think Kodiak Bear kicks ass, and yeah, he's better than y'all, freak, and whatever the hell your name is, Raz or something. Kodiak Bear should be like the only host on the show.
Finally, somebody who's intelligent and listens to the show.
Did he just say I sucked?
Yeah, and you do.
Great.
I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. I've got the looks that drive the girls wild. I got the moves that really move them. I said chill, up and down, that's fine. I make them hot, I make them shiver. Their knees get weak whenever I'm around. They see me walk, they hear me talk. I make them feel like they're on cloud nine. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy.
This week I get in the ring with the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels after a 36-hour marathon with his newborn baby. On the air with us here at Piledriver is the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels calling from KISS in San Antonio, Texas. Shawn, how are you?
I'm good.
You had a very, very positive and very triumphant return to the WWF the last couple of weeks. You were a guest referee for Judgment Day with the Ironman match with Triple H and The Rock. You're refereeing for an hour. It's going well. The match is going along smoothly. A lot of people are saying that you did a great job. And the last minute of that match, everything goes to hell. How was that? What happened? Some of the announcers the last couple of weeks have maybe been giving you some criticism. Do you have any response to that?
No, I mean, because it had nothing to do with me. Everything just worked out too late. One of those things.
Now, the return of the Undertaker was an exciting feature and the exciting end of that match. How did you feel about that?
It was good.
He looks like he's in tremendous shape.
Yes, he is. He's huge. Huge.
Talk about how you're feeling and your injuries and what actually happened with the surgery and whether or not you're going to see yourself in the ring in the WWF again.
No. I'm sore now after that match. No more wrestling for me at all. No, I can't do it. There's no way, no.
How do you feel standing in the ring with that type of injury and you see these guys getting ready to do some battle and you're in there? Does that make you nervous at all?
No. I mean, I'm cool with the fact that it's over and, I like my life now.
Let's talk about your life right now. You're affiliated, of course, as the WWF spokesperson now. Linda McMahon got you back in. What is your role going to be there?
I guess just that, spokesperson.
What is that going to entail, do you know?
No, I don't. I don't know. They'll let me know as time goes by.
Now, you're also training some wrestlers and working with the Texas Wrestling Alliance. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, we train guys, and the guys that we think are ready, we then move them into the promotion, try to get them tryouts and stuff like that.
Texas Wrestling Alliance, we'll get to that in just a little while. You're also working with some guys, and there's some talk that you might be looking to bring some guys into the ECW. Is that true?
We've been trying. We've had a few, but we're looking at everything, where we can get guys to work. I don't want all the kids to stay here. I want them to go out and be in the wrestling business.
Say you're in the wrestling business for good, whether or not you're actually wrestling in the ring.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about a couple of things. In the Bret Hart documentary, you didn't know ahead of time about the screw finish at Survivor Series. And then in the documentary Beyond the Mat, they say that you actually knew about the screw finish. Could you maybe tell us which one's true?
Yeah, well, it wouldn't matter what I said. Everyone has their own opinion, but I did not know.
So Barry Blaustein was just maybe throwing out his theory there?
Yeah, I mean, that's, it's a story about Bret Hart, and Vince and myself are the bad guys.
You never mentioned about your feelings about Bret Hart. Bret, of course, has been very vocal about his. Any reason why you're so quiet about it?
No, because they didn't think it was appropriate, That only makes it go on.
So you'd rather it just go away?
Yeah.
Piledriver of the Week.
My wrestler of the week is Ralphus. He's got great hair, he's got a great physique, and he's got great teeth.
He's also your father.
He's got summer teeth. Some are in and some are out. He's the bodyguard of Screamin' Norman. Ralphus is a role model to the average, everyday male. What more can be said about this great man, Ralphus? Freak!
Besides that his ass is fatter than yours, I'm not really sure. My Piledriver of the Week is Mike Awesome. He was a bigwig in the ECW, and there was a question if he could make it in the WCW. But make no mistake, the career killer is making a name for himself in the WCW. He gets better every week, both on the mic and in the ring. Awesome will be a superstar very, very soon. Raz!
My Piledriver this week is a woman! Yes, a woman. Kodiak, I think she should German suplex you so hard you'll soil your shorts. That's Mona. 5'4", 140 pounds of solid chick. She suplexed Chris Candido, yet lost a mixed tag team match and got pinned by Tammy. She wrestles barefoot. I like her. I wonder if she'll consider wrestling barefoot and pregnant. Bad Religion, the latest from Godsmack. When we come back, we find out what band pumps up WWF star Scotty 2 Hotty before a match, and we have more with the WWF spokesperson, the legendary Shawn Michaels.
I'm the big boss man of the World Wrestling Federation. You're listening to the Piledriver, the rock and wrestling radio show.
Piledriver. You're listening to Piledriver, the rock and wrestling radio show.
This is Raz, and I feel like powerbombing you slap asses that listen to Piledriver on 94.7 The Razor in Green Bay.
Kodiak's Wrestling Dictionary.
Spot, there are 3 definitions for this. 1, a series of moves in the match. You know, like when you see a wrestler grab a headlock and then take the opponent down and then put him in a leg scissor, that would be a spot. 2, the match position on a card. The main event is usually the top spot. 3, the wrestler's place in the organization. Your spot is either jobber, face, or heel. And finally, over. There are 2 definitions. 1, the end of the match. The winner of the match is considered the guy who's going over, or the wrestler's popularity. The Rock, Triple H, Jeff Jarrett, Hogan, they're all over with the crowd. And we're over with this week's Kodiak's Wrestling Dictionary.
Kodiak, what's that spot on the front of your pants?
Your sister's lipstick.
Oh, boy. Hey, this is Scotty Too Hottie, the master of the worm from the WWF. And before a match, I listen to Kid Rock. Get fired up.
Piledriver.
Kid Rock, our hardcore tune-up of the week.
Let's find out what's the real deal with your favorite wrestlers. This week, we take a look at the ultimate piece of ass, Rena Mero, formerly WWF's Sable. Also, look out for Rena getting it on with Raz in the ring in the next few weeks.
Let's get unmasked.
Real name, Rena Mero.
Height, 5 feet, 10 inches.
Weight, 130 pounds.
Titles, WWF Women's Champ.
Born into a poor family in Jacksonville, Florida, Rena got her start in the limelight modeling. She modeled for such high-profile clients as Guess Jeans and Pepsi. During this time, she met a wrestler by the name of Mark Mero, who was wrestling in the WCW as Johnny B. Bad. They soon married.
Mark was very unhappy with his role in the WCW, and after a long feud with Diamond Dallas Page and a storyline where Mark wasn't happy with the outcome, he decided to jump to the WWF. Vince also decided to sign Rena and named her Sable. She was first introduced as Triple H's valet. Hunter turned against Sable, and Mark, now named Wildman, saved her. Their relationship in the ring mirrored their outside relationship.
All the angles involving both of them were quickly dropped when the WWF began losing badly to the WCW. Sable's angles ranged from stupid being the Undertaker's valet to idiotic being Mick Foley's mom. It was at this time the WWF began focusing on a new blonde by the name of Tammy Sitch. Tammy, however, had a substance abuse problem and began to jeopardize her career in the WWF. Since the WWF was light on female talent, Sable's star began to rise.
It was at this time that Sable's husband, Mark Mero, returned to the ring, this time as a heel, in which he crusaded against Sable for being indecent. It was now Sable's turn to get in the ring as a wrestler. She impressed fans with her moves and good looks. The WWF decided to go into a more adult direction with its programming in order to combat the WCW's continued thrashing of the WWF, with Sable being involved in the crowd-favorite evening gown matches.
As Sable's character grew, so did her problems backstage. She began to grow more hostile towards her fellow workers. A series of no-shows turned more people backstage against her. Then Sable agreed to pose for Playboy. Her issue became the fastest selling in the magazine's history. The WWF had plans to take the spotlight off Sable and place it now on Deborah. After Sable won an evening gown match against Deborah, she had the decision reversed. This enraged Sable so much that she quit the WWF and filed a lawsuit against them.
In her lawsuit, she alleged that the WWF wanted her to engage in a lesbian story against her will and expose herself on national television.
What's wrong with that?
What the hell is wrong with that? Since the WWF owned the name Sable, she had to revert to her given name of Rena. Since Rena had a non-compete clause in her settlement with the WWF, she is out of wrestling for the foreseeable future. Rena has appeared in numerous syndicated action shows, has a series debuting next fall, and as for wrestling, Rena will probably not enter the ring for quite a while.
All right, jackasses, it's our Body Slam Song of the Week. If you want your song to be on Piledriver and you want to hear your own annoying little voices on the radio, just call us toll-free at 1-877-792-SLAM.
And if we pick your Walmart shopping Dukes of Hazzard loving slap ass, you get a new Piledriver t-shirt. So call us at 1-877-792-SLAM. It's a free call.
Hey, you're on the air.
Yo, this is Rowdy from McKinney, Texas. I'm listening to Body Slam on 97.1 The Eagle, and my Body Slam song of the week is Fuel by Metallica, because that song rocks.
Hey, stupid. The name of the show is Piledriver, and it's the Body Slam song, you inbred.
Maybe you should stop drinking fuel and start putting it in your car.
Give me fuel.
Piledriver.
Metallica, our Body Slam song of the week. Let's get back in the ring with Raz and HBK Shawn Michaels.
I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. I've got the looks, the
Do you feel any pride that Jim Ross Jr. compares Jeff Hardy to you?
I think Hardy does so much more stuff than I could ever do.
He seems like he's got the lucha libre thing down a little bit.
Yeah, but he's I never did what he did at all. He's better.
How about The Rock?
See, The Rock. Over, but could stand to develop more.
You mean as far as wrestling is concerned?
Don't be afraid. Don't get caught in a niche where you're doing the same thing all the time.
He's going to be a movie star. Forget about wrestling. I was reading a little bit about your bio, Shawn, and it said that one day you were at a college party when you were in Arizona, and you just shaved your hair off, and you're like, I'm a wrestler now, and that's how pretty much it all started for you.
I didn't shave my head. I shaved my forehead, came out bleeding. I said, now I'm a wrestler.
So at that moment, you gave up football, and you became a wrestler.
Yeah. Well, I knew I was going to be a wrestler.
Once you decided to become a wrestler, who was the one that actually helped you see your vision the most?
I gotta say me. Most people didn't take it serious, and so I just did it on my own.
But how does a kid in Texas who comes out of the bathroom bleeding with this dream get from where you are to WWF pay-per-view matches? I mean, there's got to be a way for you to figure out how to bring yourself along.
Work hard, be passionate about what you do, never give up, but mostly work hard.
Who trained you as a wrestler?
Jose Lothario, but he did it for like 2 months and then sent me on my way. I learned mostly on the road.
When I talk to people like yourself who have been in the ring, a couple weeks ago I was talking to Diamond Dallas Page. He told me that it was actually Dusty Rhodes that helped him out. The franchise Shane Douglas told me it was actually Rick Steamboat that helped him out. Is there one wrestler you can point to and say, that guy was pretty much the one that has helped launch who I am?
A lot of guys in Mid-South, first place I went, Terry Taylor, Rock and Roll Express, Flair, when he would come in, and probably Jake Roberts.
Flair takes a lot of heat from some wrestlers now, and I'm going to use the term new blood simply because that's the term right now, say that he couldn't give a crap about what the younger wrestlers are doing.
I don't know. I mean, I have no idea what's going on. Rick was never that way with me. He was always great with me, so I can't really answer that one.
Here's the latest from Iron Maiden. It's Wicker Man on Piledriver, the rock and wrestling radio show.
Piledriver.
When we come back, we got another hour with WWF legend Shawn Michaels and more Bone Crusher Countdown. Plus, how would you jabronis like to win a free year of WWF pay-per-view?
That's right, you piles of monkey crap. All you have to do is call us at 1-877-792-SLAM. Give us your best imitation of your favorite WWF superstar. We'll pick the best 5. Then on next week's show, we'll judge who'll be our own WWF's King of the Ring.
Hey, Raz, you haven't done an imitation yet. Why don't you do one?
Rikishi was going to back that big fat ass up into my face. Who's going to save me? Save me!
Pat Patterson?
Yo, this is New Jack of ECW, and you listen to the Piledriver Rock and Wrestling Radio Show.
Piledriver. You're listening to Piledriver, the rock and wrestling radio show.
Hey, this is Raz, and I wonder if the Undertaker's chaps are assless. Let's start hour number 2 of Piledriver, the rock and wrestling radio show. Here's the Kodiak Bear.
Raz is still in the ring with WWF legend Shawn Michaels, and we have more Bone Crusher Countdown. Plus, we'll tell you how you can win a year's worth of WWF pay-per-views for free. How about that, you cheap bastards?
Here's Korn with Make Me Bad.
Bone Crusher, number 3. Piledriver.
Korn, your number 3 Bone Crusher.
The WCW Report.
From ScoopsWrestling.com, this is Al Isaacs talking WCW. Are we looking at the final months of Kevin Nash in WCW? Well, it appears so. I recently sat down to talk with Kevin about where things stand with him in pro wrestling, and he had some fairly interesting comments. Despite his newfound push and deadly serious attitude in the thick of the world title hunt, he doesn't seem to be satisfied. In fact, he's counting down the 19-plus months he has left in WCW, telling me that his only goal left in the company is to have fun and stay injury-free on his way out. While retirement is a big possibility for Big Sexy, don't rule out a return to the World Wrestling Federation. In his own words, Kevin said, quote, "They gave me my first big push. I wouldn't mind trying to retire there." So, will we see Nash versus The Rock at WrestleMania 2002? Well, we'll just have to wait and see. From ScoopsWrestling.com, this is Al Isaacs.
You want some? Come get some! You don't like me? Fight me!
Raz is still in the ring and going strong with WWF's Shawn Michaels.
I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. I've got the looks that drive the girls wild.
Tell us your most favorite match ever, because I'm looking at my papers here, and I could see at least 7 or 8 that, as fans, we could say that was a defining moment. But for you, as a professional and as a wrestler, can you say was possibly your best moment in the ring?
I can't say there's one, because I look at them all differently. The ladder match is the one that put me on the map. The Hell in a Cell was, I think, me and Mick and Mind Games was fantastic. And I think the hour with Bret and I was very special because it was the last hour, all the way through wrestling match there's been since. So I can't say one, but all those for different reasons.
Let's take a look at what you're doing now as far as Texas and the Texas Wrestling Alliance, TWA, and this is where I'll invite you in, Kevin. Kevin Vargas is a radio personality at KISS in San Antonio, and he works with Shawn down in Texas. Explain it for the people that are on our other radio stations, what you guys are up to down there.
He points to me. What we're up to down here, what it is Shawn is hometown product, and when we first started talking about a television show, he came to me and said, I want to give back to the city that supported me all the way through and want to create a home base right here in SA. So we got regular cards coming in, a place for, what's the line you always use, where dreams can come true, where young wrestlers can perfect their craft and showcase. And TWA was running for about, 6 months, March to September, October without TV. Just road shows, cycling through, getting the talent arranged. And then in October, I want to say 16th or 18th, whatever's the Saturday, that was the debut of TWA Total Impact on the CBS affiliate. And from there, it was ratings and instant success, which is amazing in this market when you consider it's against the first run of SmackDown and WCW Worldwide syndication. So you got 3 programs simultaneous in San Antonio, the 2 big boys, and the number 2 show from the Federation. And TWA managed to carve out a niche with just fast-paced action.
Name some wrestlers that we can recognize that we could see in Texas.
The TWA roster?
Yeah, is there like a top 5 that you could say, watch this guy or watch that guy? Because what I'm seeing here is this is a last snapshot of a territory, and it's really kind of a throwback what the TWA is doing, it seems like.
Oh, very much so, because it is a territory. It revolves around San Antonio. It's every other week. People can come out and see the card. It's on television. The card supports, the TV supports the fuel to the house shows, and what you've got is a few veterans who have come in and worked at all different times, and a bunch of up-and-comers. And I'll just lead to the boss here with this one. I think the 4 names to watch are the 4 boys who got the WWF contracts.
That we Lance Cade, Shooter Schultz, Brian the Dragon Danielson, and Spanky.
And they have been the center of some of the best matches on the TWA, and they've worked both with the veterans and other independent workers and with themselves. So it's really been quite a chemistry mix of. And it's not your traditional formula in 2000, but boy, it sure has worked for us here. And my biggest thrill is the critical acclaim that comes out of the product of the TWA. I take a lot of pride in that, and it's just great to be affiliated and watch these guys. And plus, you got some decent kids coming through the school. They're all good guys.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guarantee you'll see some of these guys in the World Wrestling Federation, possibly within a year.
I'll wrap up with HBK later in the show. Now let's rewind with Guns N' Roses.
Old school powerbomb. Piledriver.
Guns N' Roses, our old school powerbomb. Now it's time for you to sound off. It's the Bite Back question of the week.
The question was, are you pumped up now that The Undertaker is back?
Now let's bite back.
Hey, this is Paul. I listen to Piledriver on the Eagle in Dallas, and I am stoked about The Undertaker coming back. He has the coolest bike ever.
Yeah, my name is Jennifer, and I listen to Rock 108 here in Amarillo, Texas. And I'm damn glad that The Undertaker's back, because he's a crazy mofo that can kick all the WWF superstars' asses. He's crazy.
This is Juliana from Phoenix. I listen to The Edge, and I am for damn sure happy that The Undertaker's back. Now that he's back, maybe there'll be some decent competition in the WWF.
Hell yeah, I'm glad The Undertaker's back. My name is Alan Woods. I listen to Piledriver on the Eagle out of Dallas. Hell yeah, and hell yeah. The Undertaker is back. He's going to kick ass, take names, and the hell with everybody else. Because he is the baddest SOB MFer there is in the whole GD effing world.
Hey, this is Mark. I listen to the show on 105 Rock in Tennessee, and yeah, I'm happy that The Undertaker's back. He's a f***ing Tennessee boy. Yeah, he's a badass. He's one damn motherfucking fucking son of a bitch. He's the fucking best. He's fucking tough, and he's tight-ass motherfucker. He's fucking tall, and he's fucking hard as shit, motherfucker. Yeah, he's got fucking tattoos. He's a fucking badass, man. Fucking badass. Good to see him back.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say, yes, our listeners are pumped up now that The Undertaker is back. Can that guy use the F word anymore in one sentence? What was he going for, the world's record? If you want to answer our Bite Back question of the week, just give us a call at 1-877-792-SLAM. It's a free call.
The question is on our phone line. Just call us at 1-877-792-SLAM. Answer the question. If we use your bite, you'll get a Piledriver t-shirt to wear to your next FBI photo shoot. If you want to buy your very own Piledriver t-shirt, just send us $15 plus $3 for shipping and handling to Piledriver t-shirt. MJI Broadcasting, 135 West 50th Street, 8th floor, New York, New York, 10020. And specify your size, large, extra large, or big, fat, and hairy. After intermission, Candy's back in the corner. Remember, if you want to win a year's worth of WWF pay-per-views, call us at 1-877-792-SLAM and give us your best impersonation of your favorite WWF star.
Hey, this is the franchise, Shane Douglas, and you're listening to the Rock and Wrestling right here with Freak on Piledriver.
Piledriver, the Rock and Wrestling radio show.
We're back with more Piledriver.
Let's wrap up our interview with the WWF spokesman, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. I've got the looks that drive the girls wild.
Now, are you getting calls from guys that are like in between contracts saying, "Hey, can I come down? Can I get in the ring? Can I come down and just get some work in?"
We've gotten a lot of...
No, they just annoy me. They get on my email at work and fill it up begging for work. And I'm like, look, man, I'm not the guy. I only work on another end of it.
Well, we do get some guys that say, I want to work TWA, but you have to go through the school. And none of them want to do that.
And not only that, the thing with indies, what makes it difficult, Raz, is, this is a small organization, and when most people think of moving to the next level, they think of the TWA as the next level for a performance. But I'm not going to pull out my checkbook, and I don't think Sean's in the position either to be pulling out to pay airfare for people to come flying in from where we've gotten calls, from Rochester, Canada, all over. It's like, it's a small organization. That's, the return is, it's really, never forget this. The whole world needs to realize why the TWA is successful is because it is a business, and Boss Man over here, not Ray Traylor, Boss Man over here has been, very protective of keeping the business. The whole thing goes away if he doesn't run the books properly and make sure that it can fund itself.
We're just trying to start guys out. This is the very beginning. This is that foot in the door. So, all the ECW guys that came down did it for free instead of the WWF guy.
It's about a dream. I hate to go back to that again, but this is an organization that puts on. Talk to the folks at Scoops, for example. The internet Scoops people, and they will tell you that this is one of the slickest independent products they've ever seen, both in TV and in live presentation. And the focus of the organization is to do nothing less than present something that, on our deathbed, we can all look back on and be proud of.
What day is your TV show on? Is it Saturday morning?
We tape it on Friday, and it airs on Saturday.
Saturdays at midnight.
I'm a throwback to the days when you saw Bruno Sammartino on Saturday morning on your fuzzy black and white TV.
Right.
I love that.
That's what all this is. I mean, that's, that's what we're trying to capture a little bit.
Well, you guys are doing a great job down there. Sean, I appreciate you taking some time to give us a call here on Piledriver. And Kevin, good luck to you. You've been really doing a great job down there.
Yeah, well, he pays me so well. And, hey, Raz, I got to throw this in. People can find out more about the TWA by going to one of two websites. They can go to the HTTP, as it sets up, www.hbk- that's the little hyphen, TWA.com. That's where you get the most recent updates about the Texas Wrestling. That's the home site. Or there's a pretty good photo gallery and a lot of other little pieces of insight on the www.kissrocks.com website, and you just click through the icon that's got the Degeneration Text t-shirt, and that's where people can order merchandise and help keep us in business.
Kodiak Bear, this is the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, and rumor is you're talking smack about HBK. Nobody does it, pal. Nobody does it in lifts. A little sweet chin music coming your way, Kodiak Bear. Bring it. Suck it. Thank you very much.
Hey, HBK, why don't you say it to my face so I can smack you silly?
It's time for Candy's Corner.
Is everything happy in McMahon-Helmsley land? It appears the WWF is working a new angle involving Mr. Angle himself. Look for Stephanie to leave Triple H for your Olympic hero, Kurt Angle, in the next few months. It's true. It's true. If any of you inbreds thought you had a chance with WCW's Miss Hancock, keep dreaming. Word is Miss Hancock and David Flair are getting engaged. You can do better than that, geek, Miss Hancock. So, how can you get a pair of Francine's panties? Just log on to her website at FrancineECW.com. She's offering her panties, which have been worn already, for $50. She'll also sign them for you. What a bargain. I wonder if I should start selling my panties. I'll tell you lowlives one thing, my panties will be a lot more than $50. All right, pigs, who's your piece of ass for this week?
My piece of ass this week is Stephanie McMahon. Look at her. Hot body, big boobs, pouty lips, a lady who's in control. And what I like is she's screwing around with everyone. Sure, she's called a slut, a whore, a bimbo, but what's wrong with that? I love a woman who dictates. And Stephanie, if you're ever with me, I'll show you what I dictate. She is one mean bitch. Kinda reminds me of my mom. Freak.
My piece of ass for the week is the Mamacita herself, Chyna. Her angle with Eddie Guerrero is really working for her, and her jugs are looking especially fine. When she comes out with her gun and fires that bitch, I get wood. And her flips in the ring, they do me nice. And yes, the t-shirts are true. They're true. I want to be in Chyna's vagina. Raz?
My piece of ass this week is the entire hoe train. I mean, why settle for just one hoe when you got the whole train? One was even the hardcore champ just a few weeks ago. Every show has different hoes, every city some strange hoes. And as your fearless leader, Kodiak and Freak, I'd like to jump the whole train and ride!
That's it for Candy's Corner. Until next week, I'll be in my corner, if you can handle it.
Now, this week's fresh meat.
Hey, this is Sean from UPO, and we're this week's fresh meat on Piledriver, the rock and wrestling radio show.
Piledriver.
When we come back, we head into the pit and finish up with the Bone Crusher Countdown.
So don't move or I'll give your mother a big splash!
This is the cat of WCW, and you're listening to the Piledriver, the rock and wrestling radio show.
Piledriver. You're listening to Piledriver, the rock and wrestling radio show.
It's Raz, and this is Piledriver, the rock and wrestling radio show. Let's get back to the Bone Crusher Countdown. Here's AC/DC and Satellite Blues.
Bone Crusher number 2. Piledriver.
AC/DC, your number 2 Bone Crusher.
No chance, so that's what you got. Up against a machine too strong. Pretty politicians buying souls for run-song puppets. Won't find their place in line. But tie a string around your finger now, boy, 'cause it's just a matter of time. 'Cause you've got no chance. No chance in hell. You
Kodiak, you ready?
Yeah!
Freak?
It's my duty to protect the booty.
Exactly. You got 30 seconds to say what you want.
Let's get in the pit.
Kodiak, go.
My kudos goes to Shane McMahon for the guy who's taken better bumps than most wrestlers. Shane, you're all right in my book. Cheers to his father, Vince McMahon. It's enough seeing you on TV every week and trying to get yourself over. If you want to be more despised, why don't you come out occasionally and screw the good guys? Then you'll really be an ass. Kane and The Undertaker, the Cain and Abel of the wrestling world. How long do you think it'll take until these guys start feuding again? I'll give anyone an autographed picture and a t-shirt if they hold up.
Shut up!
Freak!
Enough already, Miss Hancock. Take off your damn clothes. It's getting old. Is it me or is Ric Flair's wife really hot? Snoochie boochie. Latino Heat, then G.I. Bro. Who's next? Sergeant Eggroll? Donny Osmond, Carmelone at a recent Nitro. I never knew Salt Lake City could be so cool. Yeah, right. Goldberg's back, and I've got 2 words about that. Booyah! Terry Funk, please do us all a favor. Either retire or drop dead. But get out of the ring. I'll never get tired of the crowd calling Stephanie a slut. Raz!
Vampiro watches way too much Beavis and Butthead. D'Lo Brown and Taz could be twins. Donny Osmond should get his ass kicked. Bruno Sammartino is not dead. Major Guns has great artillery and big bombs. Dean Malenko likes hoes. Perry Saturn needs one. Blackman, what the hell are you looking at? Goldberg got bigger, Stone Cold got fat. What does Nitro for men smell like? Joe C should have captured the hardcore title. Kurt Angle likes midgets. Kodiak eats midgets. Balls Mahoney tried to eat Tanaka last week. What's Balls Mahoney's sister's name? They should remove all the hair off Prince Albert's back and use it as scraps for Kodiak's head. I feel like Ralphus.
Don't forget, if you want to win a year's worth of WWF pay-per-views, call us toll-free 1-877-792-SLAM.
It's true. It's true. It's true. A year's worth of WWF pay-per-views. Just call us at 1-877-792-SLAM and give us your best impersonation of your favorite WWF star. All right, who's this?
I don't know. Who is it?
Al Snow's popularity.
Bone Crusher #1. Piledriver.
Pantera, your #1 bone crusher. We'll be back to tell you Jurassic slap asses who steps into the ring on next week's show.
Piledriver, the rock and wrestling radio show. You're listening to Piledriver, the rock and wrestling radio show.
That's it for this week's edition of Piledriver, the rock and wrestling radio show. We'll be back next week with more big boobs, chainsaws, and midgets. What's that, Kodiak's family reunion? We've got WWF's Latino Heat, Eddie Guerrero. Plus, we choose our winner for a year's worth of free WWF pay-per-view.
For your daily updates on all your favorite wrestling action in and out of the ring, check out scoopswrestling.com. If you want to contact us, it's piledriver@mji.com.
And if you want the Kodiak Bear, you can email him at kodiakbear@kodiakbear.cc or call him at 973-743-0629. That's 973-743-0629.
This is the Kodiak Bear.
And this is Raz. Keep it in the ring. The executive producer of Piledriver is Joshua Feigenbaum. Senior producer Phil Rado. Written and produced by Corey Natko. Engineered by Rafael Jimenez. Production assistance by John Weber, Michael Azar, Diane.
You can't say on the radio.
Nelly, Dwayne Crawford, TJ Abdullah.
The Butcher.
And Vinny Miko. And thanks to all of our board operators at all of our affiliates across the country, including Pam Murley at WMMR in Philadelphia. Piledriver is an exclusive presentation of the MJI Radio Network. Copyright 2000, all rights reserved. No portion may be used without the written permission of the producers.
Piledriver is not affiliated with the WWF, WCW, ECW, or any wrestling federation or publication. We're nobody's bitch.